You continue in Mandinka. Thank you. I would like to remind you that you're still under oath. Prior to the break, you told us about the day that the witch hunters came to the police headquarters in Banjul. You told us that they were led by Solo Bojang, who was a major at the time. You said you were the first person who was asked to undress. As the witch doctors used their mirrors and horns to inspect you as well as your office. You said after that, they said that you were clean. And they wanted you to accompany them to other offices around the police headquarters. You said you called Ken Mendy to accompany you so that he would write down the names of individuals who were identified. You told us that it was the Fuller witch doctors who led the way. Solo Bojang was also a part of the group. You and Ken were also behind them. And there were some armed men as well escorting you all. From what you said, it was the Fuller witch doctors who were pointing out the different offices. So essentially they chose which offices to enter. And whenever they identified someone, Ken Mendy would write down the name of the person. You told us that you cannot recall how many people were identified. And you cannot recall who was identified during that office-to-office search at that time. You said after a few offices were inspected, Solo Bojang and the witch doctors wanted to go downstairs and asked you to call your men. You said you called RSM Abdukoli and you told him to assemble the men. Before you tell us what happened when all the men were gathered, I would very briefly like to show you the photographs that were submitted by Mr. Mustafa Sise yesterday during his testimony. So that you can let us know if these are the people that you recall visiting the police station on that day. Mr. Chairman, for the record, I'm referring to the photographs that were admitted into evidence as 0094, exhibits A to H.
Chairman,
Mr. Badjie, for your benefit, I've included all the photographs. So it includes police officers who were lined up, as well as the goat that was slaughtered on that day.
Mr. Badjie pour ngema koy ni natalol ngay dabulandi aning police wala natalolo aning ba fanang ye min ke sambaje wolu ngo fanang mo fanan natalo da ka fujeli.
As well as photos of the green boys, the drums, as well as the witch doctors.
Ning green boys no la natalol ti aning nin tantango ni min nata ngol be ka fujeli kat isaje ke ma koy.
Ha ngana natalol jiwele.
Yes, I've looked at the photos. This one is the leading marabu. He's the lead marabu. He used to be with this man in front. That's the goat.
Brown color.
I think
brown or red.
It's either brown or red color. I can't remember properly. These are the things they wore.
It remains namira tantan kilintege.
If I can remember properly, there were 3 drums. One of the drums is not on the photo.
Thank you very much for that. Can you begin your narration by telling us what happened when all the men assembled downstairs at the police headquarters?
When we came down, well, everybody was assembled, both male and female police officers.
Police headquarters to soja ni la kidol belori.
Both doors leading into the police headquarters were all sealed by soldiers who were armed. I said,
Ying Somanda around 10-11.
I told them this morning around 10 to 11.
The former president, who is the commander-in-chief, Yaya Jammeh, called.
The then former president, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Yaya Jammeh, called me.
Ko Solo Bojang aning fula murole kanajang.
Said that Solo Bojang is coming here with Fula Marabus.
Ako, let us all comply with them.
He said, let us all comply with them.
Mumu balanta, niye balanta.
Anyone who refused to comply, let me sack that person. I told them that this is Yaya Jammeh's exact words. When I was saying this, Solo Bojang was there.
Fulol Beje and the entire team,
the Fula Marabus were there with their entire team.
Let us comply with him.
I said to them, I am appealing to you, let's all comply.
During that address, did you say anything about the fact that people would be asked to swear an oath?
Kabring albo yo kumo kachaka police oli minube tembere ya tandila ko ibe kalindilale
honey, because what on them along what would come up. So
I didn't make I didn't say anything like that because at that time I didn't even know what was coming to happen. So I didn't make anybody swear. I didn't know even what was coming to happen. Even at that time, this goat was not even brought inside. I think it was inside the vehicle outside.
At that point, did you tell the officers and the men what the witch hunters were looking for?
Police or minube lori, minube temberenge. Ya fo ne nying bua moroti lafta munila lafta munne nyinila
na chilo manje made.
I cannot remember that. No, I cannot remember that.
Apart from what you've told us, do you recall saying anything else?
Yimim fo mole jang. Hakilo blata ko fen fanan foyle mamim fo mole ni jang.
As it possible, maybe Janimbe Parela, na mind sitaka, because Nankari Al Quran, Malafika Femfo, Meala Maso.
It's possible, but I swore by the Quran. But before I leave this place, whatever my mind comes back to or whatever I remember, I will repeat it here.
I could Hachilo Baka, Ngafuin, Aku Mumu man comply, near dismiss with immediate effect.
Yes, I remember that I said to them that the instruction from the former head of state is that anybody who doesn't comply, let me sack that person with immediate effect.
Wotumo solo na la mul bebe lori because leftale kay tandilela ko amankentetin temanyu nati. I'm under command.
By that time, Solo was there with all the entourage. And I wanted them to understand that this is not my command. It is not me who has ordered this thing to take place. I was under command.
Dia kuonyim bota ya jammele bulu ngafo yenyame, and he was the president and commander-in-chief.
What I told them was that this is an order from Yaya Jammeh. He was the commander-in-chief and the president.
After your address, did anyone else say anything during that gathering?
Kabri parete la kachandirola. Fo mo diamuta mo efem fo atol kono kabri ngalbe o kachandirola. Rali kel tembendi.
Mala.
No, I don't.
Mala on hachiro mama. But mala fana in service ni IGFM for mobe wula le kakuros. Maybe solo as a possible solo fana as a possible fana diamo. Senior officer.
I cannot remember
as a
exactly.
possible like diamo. But until police command movement diamo no. But as a possible solo diamo.
From me.
Until ninyo nata te position babu.
From me as IG, I don't remember saying anything else. But there is a possibility that Solo might have said something because he came with these people and he was also a senior officer in the military. So it's possible that he might say something, but I cannot remember exact anything. But from the police, from myself or to any other member of the police, I don't remember anybody saying anything else.
After the address you made, can you describe the activities that took place?
Kabari pareta kachandirola. Fesa sata no mulie. Kuol min keta wodulanto.
What happened next?
Natake ukola.
Menketa infulol ni la tantangol.
What?
Inata lo tema kapare kedame.
What happened was that these Fulham men came with their drums and stood in the middle of the parade ground.
Iko molie sakulte.
They said, let people stand in a circle around them. People stood in that formation. They stood in a circle and they were in the middle singing and drumming. Those holding horns and mirrors were pointing at people. They were pointing those instruments at the people.
Few people identified.
They identified few people at that place there, at the parade ground.
Inata ngaje iko Kumbajata. He was then Malong Ninatale for superintendent or chief superintendent. But at Lebenum Banyan station as deputy commissioner.
Well, that's where they identified Kumbajata. I cannot remember exactly whether he was a superintendent or chief superintendent, but he was responsible as deputy commissioner for the Banjul area.
Inata ya fum Ibriye Kumba identified.
When Kumba was identified,
Inata for Kumba eko membe bala abondi because membe bala amambete.
That's where they told Kumba to remove the things on his body because those things weren't good.
So Inata for Ntolmanya nakaje because amambete aku moyaje.
At that time, they said we shouldn't see those things that Kumba had on his body because they were bad things and we shouldn't see them.
So, in Kumba Duntaole Nyama ala office auto.
That's how they went Kumba back into his office.
Because parade ground to Albedama and in Kumbala officer is less than even 5 meters.
Because at the parade ground where we were standing was less than 5 meters to Kumba's office.
Biri Duntala office after 10 minutes ifinditana.
When they went into his office, after 10 minutes, they came out with him. One of them was holding Kumba's hand.
Then
Then I saw the paws of an animal in Kumba's hand.
Timpa bulo nyin kamta ko dena ni bulo ay ngorengol soto ay bulu kondingol soto alani.
Then the paws of that animal in Kumba's hand looked like the hand of a baby, because it had nails on it just like fingers of a baby.
Then ngaje by then nying plastic bag $2 ita many a calendar soto.
By that time I saw a plastic bag, the black type which had calendar on it.
Wo full plastic bag full baby farin safol.
Both plastic bags, because there were 2 plastic bags, but they were all filled with jujus.
Safedol bela modol bul.
Some were holding those jujus, some of the Fula Marabus.
Inata fintinan to the parade ground.
That's the time when they came out to the parade ground.
Yo timpa bulota ya bula fenko kono. Bare mem fango ya muta. Kumbada mala muta bulo kono. Mem fango ya pick. Wembu solta ay musol dunga bulo kono ay timpa bulo pick ake muslo kono.
So that the paw of that animal which Kumba was holding was in his hand, but the Marabu told Kumba to drop it. When Kumba dropped it, in fact, the man himself didn't pick up the object with his empty hand. He took the bag, placed it over that object, and picked it up and put it inside the bag.
Inata ya fo ngadula jibe ngadinkosi.
That's the time when they came and said, let's identify a location where we have to dig a hole.
It all fango tata for bunjango nying last year's member koma licensing dollar. Tolle fango eje identify ila muli agency.
They went all the way near the office of the licensing department. Just behind there was an area which they themselves located and said they are going to dig here. When they dug the place already,
ngaje ye moki atata mototo anim banata.
That's the time I saw they sent someone who went to the vehicle and came with this goat into the headquarters.
So from what you're saying, Kumba Jata was identified at the parade, not at his office.
Komi be mi fokan woto Kumba Jata akamata ko yati chodi parade dulal kat loda mane tema bara mankala office okon.
Ndenga menje mbelori ning alatema. Parade ground leng yati identify wolto ikay ko ngadung office I control alta amanko membe nyibula amambeti ya moyaje.
What I saw with my eyes between me and Allah, it was at the parade ground where they identified him. They told him to go into the office with them, and he went with them into his office. That's the time when they told us to go away, because the things with that man were very dangerous things. They are not good, so we shouldn't see them.
And we yala safol bondi wolto. Office okono ateni gael. Office onyin doyata. It will more war of overall and in security men kata among possibly be dunkono.
Because Kumba's office was a tiny office, so all of them cannot fit into that office. The 5 or more than 5 marabouts plus the armed men and the other people present with the entourage, they all cannot fit into that office. It was a small one, so some stood out, but he went in with some. That's where they took off Kumba's jujus from his body.
So from what you said, you weren't present when Kumba Jata's jujus were taken off his body.
Kamunta itebe minsata kanja wolom itema mabe kabribe Kumba safol wura kan Kumba bala.
Ntema mabe because ntebe bantale. Belori mbundato wotu mwe kabanye nati molbe dinka singola. So fongaje mundinka sifale be sinnaje ani membe sare naje.
I was standing outside. I didn't see when they were removing these jujus from Kumba's body. What I saw was somebody went to the vehicle outside and came in with the goat. The reason for me why I stood outside was I wanted to see where they were digging and what was going to be put inside that hole. That's why I was standing outside to see what was going on outside.
But just to be clear, the digging that you're talking about relate to Kumba Jata's jujus, which happened after, or are you referring to the goat that they were bringing in from outside?
Pour kumo esedia fo nyin dinko ngi be min sinkam wonin kumbala ngi safol la ko le be nyola ba fo ngi bañi min dundi nang e min nati nang wonin ko le be nyoka
ani dol nin kumba duntala office le.
Some went into the office with Kumba.
Ibala safol bondika.
They were removing his jujus from his body.
Whilst dolbe dinka singola ngadula menfoy.
While some were digging that hole at the same time where I said.
Kilingo nyin tata banyin kama.
One of them went outside to collect the goat and came with it inside.
Birani mbabi nakan.
When he was coming in with the goat,
Kilingo nyin membe baba kan membe koma kabo babulu.
one of them who was driving the goat behind the goat had a bottle in his hand.
Bare kabo nyin ji mulungale bakono liquid mulungale.
But the bottle was containing some sort of a liquid.
Inata so atara nyun fanam pareta kumba bale fintitana.
When they came in, that was the time when these people also were ready with Kumba. Kumba also came out of his office with these other marabouts. That was the time they held his hand with the paw of that animal in his hand. They told him to put it down on the ground. One of them took a nylon bag and placed it over this object and picked it up and put it inside the bag.
At the parade ground, apart from Kumba Jata, who was identified, do you recall anyone else who was identified at the parade ground?
Sinan alla parade dula na bota Kumba Jata ye min chodi fo hakilo se bula e modo fana min chodi min Kumba manke kilente
ni manyina.
If I can remember.
May long because headquarters ibuka mo be long because ninde tata benna office.
I don't know everybody at headquarters because when I go to work, I'm always in my office.
For men can deal directly, just like admin office.
Except for those I deal with directly, like people from the admin office.
Or the senior commissioners, men can meet in some.
Or the senior commissioners, those who attend meetings with me. If I can remember properly, if I can remember properly, either 3 people or 4 people
finally identified.
Finally were identified at the parade ground.
Kumba was among them.
But Kumba was among them.
What about Sergeant Mustafa Sise? Do you recall him?
Sergeant Mustafa Sise. Hakilo bulata telalba.
As it possible, but Mustafa ntemalo molko.
It's a possibility, but I don't know Mustafa among people. I'm not acquainted to him.
Mustafa Sise testified before the commission yesterday.
Mustafa Sise, I said they are okay, Commissioner Konajang, yes, Kunu.
Did you have a chance to watch the proceedings yesterday?
Wato sotolo puruka nisi they are on jibe teleto Kunu.
Ndebuka jibe, ntebe do kola ngamirat ite fangole nte koli konye na mbembe na nga bebula nata travel to how many kilometers kana?
Well, I didn't look at it because I was doing some work, but you called me and told me to come. So I traveled so many kilometers to come and answer to your call.
So you weren't able to see his image and that didn't jog your mind? Your memory?
Ite mang Mustafa ni nataloje aning fanang imang haklo mambula ko.
Other than Kumbang, hachilo yole man. Ngolo mol kono because nga Kumbalong kabiri mbita school.
Well, apart from Kumba, I know Kumba, we are acquainted because I knew Kumba since we were going to school.
Well, we'll come back to Mustafa Sise's case. What about an inspector by the name of, sorry, just a second, by the name of Yaya Dabo? Do you recall him?
Kumbala kuombe murona na wokane. Bare silang inspector kami fo Yaya Dabo. Wala kuodung, ima wala kuolo.
Yalong ningala pichoje. dengan kali Quran la ni ngalon ba fule ngalon ni because menketa yaya dabu tol siata je.
Well, if I see his photo, I might be able to remember him, because at the headquarters there were many Yaya Dabos, but I cannot just imagine and say that I know him. If I see the photo, maybe I'll be able to remember.
So I will call out a few more names to see if that jogs your memory. What about Yusuf Hassan?
Yusuf Hassan, no?
Do you recall an officer by that name?
Yusuf Hassan ngawolon.
Yes, Yusuf Hassan, I know that man.
Because naido koke bara, bedo koke kako.
Because I worked with him at Bara, I was under him at that time.
Do you recall if he was one of the people who were identified by the witch hunters?
Hani nta fonola because at that time ko kenle fengo feng identify la nimta so birim belori tol kata around nte buka buleno ma belori ndame belori wolto be jiberola but man hachilo ma yala metale.
I cannot say for certain whether he was identified or not, because when they started this identification, I didn't follow them. I just stood back and looked at them, because they were doing the identification by themselves. What I did was I told Ken to write down the names of people who will be pointed out. So after that, I stood back.
You don't identify official kono bare biri jitana. You all identify kotake.
Some were identified in the offices, but when they came down, those people were not identified again.
But their names would have been on the list that Ken was preparing.
Because nga assignment diatela pray bulenoma.
Yes, because he was the man whom I gave the assignment to follow them and write down their names.
What about FRI Jame? Do you recall?
FRI Jame dunga ihaklo bulata tela kola.
FRI mu police advisor.
FRI was the police advisor.
Do you recall if he was identified by the witch hunters or not?
Hakilo se bulano fo nyimbuwa mutalala fo yate fanan chodile.
FRI.
Well, truth to God, I cannot remember that.
What about Pa Silva?
Pa Silva la kodu?
Pa Silva nte tonya diata alay ngamwe mo saba o nani including Kumba tonya diata alay ngawle ta kalamta barela names wala metale.
Well, truth to God,
be parenteni man familia not a Pa Silva identify nyala o fenke FRI ninna mayni amuta mbafala because nte buke identify.
Yeah, because what I can remember exactly was 4 people, including Kumba. As for Pa Silva and FRI, if they were identified and I can properly, really remember them, I will say it. But at this present moment, I cannot remember.
We heard evidence from Mr. Ken Mendy, who was writing down the names. And according to what he said, the names listed were over 10 names. Did you see that? Did you see the list after Ken Mendy prepared it?
As it possible ngaje.
It is.
I expect ninga instruction di mola na kare abe results ngindilan.
It's possible that I saw the document or the paper, because if I give an instruction to somebody to do any job, after when he is ready, he brings back the paper to me.
As it possible ngaje bare ngamen foye to nyaadi ata alay ngankari alquran. Ay malo mu jelle bare ntela mayne mu sabanani le muta.
Yeah, it's possible.
Barnako aketa tan o menta mitatana ba tela safi. Ntadi nainola.
Well, as far as he said it was more than 10, it's possibly true because he wrote down the names. But me, personally, the names that I can remember Where are the 4 individuals that I stated?
Iko mo nani.
It's 4 people.
4 people. Nka ole mo kwe ole point.
That's what I
But
heard.
ila name soul na manke Kumba. Kumba ngalo ni is part of it.
Yes.
Because Kumba biria samba ntefa biria tate no maji. Akwe ala safodial. The following day ntefa ngojita le tata foji.
Well, I can remember really, the name I can remember properly was Kumba. Because the following day, he went to them to demand for his jujus. Yes, that I can remember very well. But other people's names, I cannot.
You told us earlier that the list was supposed to be sent to Yaya Jammeh. Is that correct?
Ya funu mole jam folo ko min sa kaito ni molto sa feda mi nyanta kila ya Jammeh akita wala nyam.
Nyanta names nyin send la back to him. And until a conversation o ye list o mendina nga names all nyin fine.
Yes, we should have sent the list to him with my conversation. And the names on the list, I should have called names to him.
Then behind telephone.
Then when he called me,
Ulungo suto fango.
that night,
Around 3-4 because normally I can take call from 2 o'clock to 5 or 3 o'clock to 5 every day.
around 3 to 4.
Or every
But-
1 week or 2 days. It depends.
But usually he used to call me from 2 to 3 to 4 a.m.
Anytime I can call.
Anytime he calls me.
Then Brian call and
So-
name Sol Nyindiala
So when he called me, I gave him the names on the
over the
paper,
telephone.
over the telephone.
We'll come back to that phone call, but do you know where that list is at the moment?
Me
Was
mura
a
na
copy
wokan.
filed?
Bare sa lafta min lon na wo tolo min be sa ferin kaito bara abe mun tole sa enteng.
I told him bring a name Sol Nyindi because list him ben telephone.
The
Bring a
paper,
name Sol Nyindi over the telephone.
the paper where the names are. I gave him the names of the people on the paper, but I gave him the names over the telephone.
Sutole fanamu.
It was at night.
Otu monte mantara kora fankono because suto nkatu patrol like a station or check.
Because I was not even at home that night. I used to go patrolling, going to the different stations.
Malong listonye nga kenyabe tonyadi ata alai.
The list, I cannot remember where I placed it. Really speaking the truth to God.
Okay, so let's still focus on what happened at the police headquarters that day.
So nga natelim kol min keta police korla to wolongo.
After what happened to Kumba Jata,
Kol kabrin go kol min keta Kumba Jata kola.
you said that a goat was brought in from outside.
Nata sata ko ye bale dundi nang banta ka konoto ka dundi nang konoto.
Apart from the goat, was any other animal brought in?
Na bota wo
As far
ba
as
ye
you
min
recall.
dundi nang korda kono police korda kono. Ye fo fendo fanam bi jele da fen fanam do bi je min dundi namba.
Sise ulengo. Ye sise ulengo fana nati nani. Sise o ulerimo.
A red cock was also brought in.
Yo nati.
Yes, that one was also brought in. Yes.
Can you tell us what happened to those two animals when they were brought in?
Sila fa safu no mole ni da fen flole minum nati na. Mune keta wolla.
Ye biri ye dinko nyinsi.
When the hole was dug,
Ye kabo nyine follow sare.
they first buried that bottle in there.
Ye malo munji sifale. Ye obonje.
I don't know what kind of liquid it was, but they poured that kind of liquid also into the same hole.
Ye banyimfa.
The goat was slaughtered.
Ye sise o nyimfa.
The cock was also slaughtered.
Inata ye dinko nyin sare.
That's the time when they decided to bury the whole.
Solo nata ankela akonye aji foye na jande. Nka ye mune keta akonye ko you are the head.
Solo-
Fali na.
That was the time when Solo came to me and said, "You have to come here." I asked him, what's happening? He said, "No, you are the head. You have to come here."
Then ntata ole nyama mbelori dalaje.
Then I went and I was standing near them.
Dinko be dame.
Where the hole was,
Ye yellow bondame.
that's where they poured the blood of these animals.
Then fulo nyimba fo kan fula kangoto solo ka translate ntolye akamem fo ngabulano ka repeat akamem fo.
The Fula was saying something and Solo was translating these Trrc, and he said we should recite after him.
ntele folota yentele folota
I was the first person.
birinte botaje ye DIG fanan kalindi wala
When I left, the DIG was also brought and made to swear,
aning senior commissioner danta ntenga menkalam
plus some few senior commissioners, as far as I can remember.
And can you tell us what you were swearing to? What kind of words you uttered, as far as you recall?
Silang itala hakilu bulungi. Fesa funo mole. Albe munere kalikang. Albe mun kumale fokam. Fesa ol fono mole jamba.
akumol siatale
There were many things,
bareng na mind ye memuta
but what I can still remember,
to swear on ke kaliko
to swear that
kwebe ya jamme koma
you are behind Yaya Jammeh,
ibe banko fanan koma Republic of the Gambia fanan koma
that you are also behind and supporting the Republic of the Gambia,
anim banku dingol koma
plus the citizenry,
andu ita jamfala
and you will never betray them.
ite banko jamfala
You will never betray the country.
Was that oath different from the oath of office that you would normally swear upon being appointed within the police force?
O kalo.
Appointed to the police force.
O kalo. Fani kalo alkaminke Allah officer kono ni be takang doko wala. Foye ifata taleba.
to nyaadi ata alaye dolbe je muluntale bare dolbe je mari membano because immeta
Truly speaking, some were identical, but some were different, because it was a long time.
ni musanji tan ko malti
This is just above 10 years ago.
andung isa remember ko mantaranum sawala fanan
And remember that I was not in my right frame of mind sometime,
because ntol bema hani former president
because candidly we were all afraid of the former president.
I mem for kaba kala akakele
Whatever he says that he will do it, he will do that.
mo buka hanya la to nyaadi ata alay
The people were really afraid of him.
Ni
truly
wonte.
speaking. If not that,
ndeten kala nyin kusi fala ama possible
I will not swear on anything like this. It's not possible.
ama possible mo tendu na kon
And nobody can push me into it.
niaje fa ko RSM ya nyum kili
The reason why I told the RSM to call people to assemble,
because na buta ku jamale kono problem jama kono
because we've gone through many problems and we came out those problems.
nin komba explain la jang
If I want to explain that here,
nsi dol to for many along ibe high position le bi andate diali
I will name so many people who are holding high positions in this country at the present moment, and they will not like it.
because nimanyina no
Because if I haven't forgotten,
malong fo bara incident ay police holding and police NIA custom drug squad ay be by damen ka fo Charles not feel membenu menka kanaji mine no
because at the Bara incident, where
hey sorry Amdalai
at the Amdalai incident, where he sacked people from the customs department, from the police, army, and NIA, because of the man who was responsible for the Kanaji incident, where the Kanaji mines.
that keonye ka fire Charles not feel ya belle aborta
The man was called Charles Notfield. He was bailed and he ran away. He absconded.
but ate wrong concept le soto I will buy
But he had a wrong concept and sacked the people who were doing the work at the time.
biringa information soto nga interior minister called Usman Sonko
When I had that information, I called the Interior Minister, Usman Sonko.
nga other security service chiefs dol fanan call ka foye
I called other security service chiefs and I gave them the same information.
ngoy ko alngata nga echimit nga fire what is happening
I told them, let's come together and go and meet HE and tell him what's happening.
it will be ko it will dateje
They
outright
They all said they are not going to be part of it outright because they said they are afraid.
then ngulta wala nyama data direct state house
That's how I got up. I went directly to State House
nkaye ko lafte jela
and I told him that I want to see you.
motumo point newspaper le bembulu
By that time, I was holding the Point newspaper with me.
And we are published ko Charles Northfield Kanata Dameng. Bale beje banning as possible bambole beja across the Dameng kata.
And what was written was that where Charles Northfield escaped was a stream, and in that stream were crocodiles who were living there.
Birin tata ngafa enka ko sa nka ko yenyu member, that's not the area.
So
Nkai amdalai, sorry, nkai amdalai Badjie jemu bodaltil nanle nkai dulani kadammen for is carton halakin, carton la crossing point. That place, police station, is the soldiers that are occupying that place.
when I went to him, I told him that there has been a mistake. These people were Kartong who were there. Kartong, there is no stream at Kartong.
Amdalai.
There is no stream at Amdalai. The stream existing is at Kartong, and that place there are crocodiles living there.
Anu soja role occupy
and that place is being occupied by soldiers.
Akonye, what else do you want?
They asked me, what else do you want?
Nkaeko sa, with respect, ngamira nge reinstate.
I told
Then
him,
we redeploy them to other various areas.
I told him, sir, with respect, let's reinstate them and redeploy them to other areas.
Then nga DG Immigration, Sako Drame was then the DG Immigration, Kaba Tambaja was the DG Customs.
Then that time, Kaba Tambajang was the DG Customs and Sako Drame was the DG at the, where?
Sako Drame Immigration.
Sako Drame was at the immigration.
Nye kili tol be nata office, nga incident nyemfoy, ibe contanta, the following day, boys will be nata in the office. Transfer to other areas.
I called these people, they came to my office and I explained the whole incident to them. They were very happy and they called all these guys who were sad and they all came to my office.
Advice
and they were reinstated.
Advice.
If you give advice to that man, the big man, he becomes angry. It's very difficult to work with him.
So, Mr. Badjie, I just want to focus still on what happened at the police headquarters.
Yeah.
Mr. Badjie, after police headquarters.
You said some of the oath that you repeated is similar to what is in the oath of office for police officers.
Police headquarters.
And some of it is different. So we can assume that swearing allegiance to Yaya Jammeh was definitely not mentioned in your oath of office as a police officer.
Kamunta ko silang janga ba senala mako kakali purke ngani odi Yaya Jammeh aning ale kalo minke officer kono manke kilindi.
You said that was one of the things that Solo Boja interpreted for you to follow.
Iko wolong kuolti mi alon ko Solo Boja e wol kanna sori ite atelier.
You've told us the reason why you swore an oath was because of fear at the time. You told us that you, as well as some other senior officers, had to swear that oath. What about the rest of the other ranks and men at the police offices? At the police station,
police headquarters.
Truly speaking, what I can remember,
as if possible as a possible dole take Allah.
It's possible that some took the oath and it's possible some didn't.
Because what situation or Benyame?
Because the situation existing at that time there, everybody is careful of himself.
The slightest error
The slightest error that you commit and he happens to hear it.
And remember a la right hand leg. Directly.
And the man present there was his right hand. He was walking directly for the big man. You have to be very careful. all of us, well, we didn't like it, but nobody has any choice.
You mentioned that there was singing and drumming. Do you recall what language this was done in?
nata fa jang ko donc lol fanam be keri nan inta tan ko so fay safuno mole wo kol keta kang jumal to
You know, ika fula kango fole, ika donkil jama for in different fenko. Bare wotu mo to nyaari ata alay. De la main mang hachilu to donkil olto.
Well,
Because kuol keta nyame anin kuol nata nyame. Iduntan kande param. De la main ka damen jibe. Anin kela mo nyin donkilo la would be different. Bare ngalo fula donkilo le ka fula anin man ka donkilo.
Interpretation.
they were singing in Fula. What I can recall at the moment was that some of it was in Fula, some of it was in Mandinka with the drumming. But at that time, how this whole thing came about was so surprising to me that sometimes I don't even think of those, what they were doing or what they were singing. My mind was focused of what was going on, what is the consequences of what's going on. This is what I was thinking about. But I didn't focus my mind on the language or what they were saying. But I can say that they were singing in Mandinka, sometimes in Fula.
As you were watching this entire process unfold,
kabri te be nyin kol korse kang abitama kan nyame
considering that this was, you were the IGP and this was your office at the time,
andum itelom IGP to wato ñinom ila officeolom no wato
what was going through your mind as you and the rest of the officers were subjected to such activities?
mune betama kan ila haklo kono ini ila police to ngal dolu ko ñin kolum ni min ka atolla min natal kante
Ay mobe dimile
It was painful to everybody.
mol Malta.
People were ashamed,
Bare moma hani kadiyamu.
but nobody had the daring mind to talk.
Hani ngunu mote hani la.
Even to speak undertones, nobody had the
Because
daring mind.
moma la mola.
Because nobody trusted each other.
Keba asi ila the most junior officer called in the force.
You can call your most junior officer in the force.
Aka nyininka karla kulbe nyadi o birinyu nataje munni muneketa.
He will ask that person, how about Mr. So and so? Or he will ask, what about when these people came there? What
And
was the situation or what was the behavior of
Plain clothes officers Jamale Fanambeje.
And
So
there
ke
were-
hachilotule.
There were a lot of plainclothes officers who were present. So one has to be very, very careful.
Niye kuke memanta niye kuke na moy.
If
Maybe
you-
nintenga kuke nun tenu biten tarlaja.
If you do something which is not to his liking and he hears about it, especially for me, if I had done something or said something, I wouldn't have been here today.
After all of this took place, did you give any other instructions concerning the list of people who were identified?
kabiri ñin kol be keta fay pareta silang ñin kayto min to tol sa feda me ya maro dile ko ñin kayto be kala ñamin ba wala wo mol kol be kala ñamin
Birin tata pare dula ngaya marodi wolto before ye nyin start.
When we
Kweko.
went to the parade ground, that's where I spoke and gave my advice before the whole
Nkweko
thing
ke
started.
bale nyunuki
I told
ay
them,
solo kina solo fele loring iko mumu identify isi fan samba ila dulato Baba Jobla office Baba Jobla residence around Jang Maroon supermarket.
I told them, here is Solo Bojang. These people were sent by the president. And he said, anyone who has been identified has to go to Baba Job's compound near the Maroon supermarket.
Yetaje mumu balantala.
If you go there,
The instructions is from the president himself to me, not to anybody. That membalantatala mum filter to comply ngamari by immediately or heads would roll.
the instructions came from the president. And the instructions are that anybody who refused to comply with these orders, let me sack the person immediately.
You told us that
yes
our heads would roll.
Or heads
Thank you.
will rule, yes, okay.
You told us earlier that the next day you went to Baba Job's compound.
Ya fono mole jan fana iko asa mole tata Baba Job la korra kono.
Can you tell us about that?
Bonyadiata alay the following day biringa moy kumba damal tata la safol no ngaru momoy debe steering kotu jan next to Kotu police station birin jita na rek man konton continue on tata Baba la dulato.
Truly speaking, I heard the rumors that Kumba went there alone to go for his jujus. So I live at Kotu, near the police station there. So when I closed from work, immediately after having my lunch, I decided to go there to see the situation. When I went there, up to the gate of the compound, I called Solo himself.
The former president Bamala Korato Kotuja.
He was at the former president's mother's compound at Kotu.
Wotuma tebeje mafangole atelente direct akonye ta ni tamita maroon supermarket la next junction on the left ni tonta I think second or third compound on the left akonye galbe won.
He directed me to the compound Solo. He told me go up to the junction which he identified to me near Maroon Supermarket. He told me if you bend at the junction, either the second or third compound, that's where they live. When I went there, when I went into the compound at the gate, I found security people there. Some were armed with guns,
with AK-47.
AK-47 rifles. Some were there, but they were not having any guns.
Officer Soli and compliment.
When I arrived, the officers complimented me. When I went in, when I went in, I saw people. My mind cannot take what I saw to proceed inside. That's how I came out and left.
Can you tell us what you saw? Give us a description of what you saw.
It is something very, very sad. Something very, very sad.
Alpha, Ifa or Iba, I try in that condition.
Because nobody will take that situation to allow your mother or your father to be in that condition.
See what I phone on, I explain that because
that's all what I can say. And there were many people, and some of those people can be my mother, some can be my father. So this is why I cannot explain.
Are you referring to civilians?
The people who were abducted and taken to that compound.
And from what you recall, did you see a lot of people, or was it less than 10 people, for example?
More than 50.
There were a lot of people. In fact, I can say it was more than 50. Somewhere inside the hall. Somewhere in the hall. Somewhere in the hall. Somewhere outside in the compound gate, in the yard, and it was many. There were many. Really, I cannot say how much, but there were many.
And in terms of their condition, what do you recall? How would you describe their condition?
If a condition or mentor,
the condition I found them in, I will never agree for my father and mother to be in that kind of condition. Their condition was terrible, truly speaking.
So this was on the day after, the following day, after what happened at the police headquarters. And it must have been after you finished you closed from office. Is that correct?
Sila kamunta ko nying kuwal kita asomo kapiring ipareta alla kordato police headquarters andu nga fana abekela watu minete jita ka duko wala
ha tonyale asamo dal na mayni ole muta.
Yeah, I can remember that it was the following day after they came to the police headquarters. Yes.
You told us that in between that you spoke to Yaya Jammeh again.
Nata ko watu ko ini ya Jammeh fana ndiam ta kota.
This must have been around 2, 3, 4 in the morning regarding the list of individuals who were identified.
Nimbekela talang saba somanda kata talan nani nying kaitol molto ba safere min kaitol min kono lakuwala.
Tonyale.
Yes, that's true.
Apart from reading out the list of the names of individuals who were identified,
nabota ka moltol komandai minul ba safere kaito bala.
can you tell us about that conversation? Did you discuss anything else?
Sila wokacha ina min ale min kal ina mo fulol fo se fen fonon tole ba ale min foji ni hakilo se bulano.
The same thing I ole fonya akonye mumu man comply are dismissed or heads would roll. Ye mumu identify a man son kataji.
The same thing he told me before was that anybody who didn't comply with those orders, let me sack them immediately.
As a result of that, did you take any action when you returned to the police headquarters the next day?
Silang ite fanang kabri murta nang alla police headquarters. Is yo kelebang komate ya maro mindile ya tamandile.
Biri murta nang at that time asinindingo mao ya marota.
When I came back the following day, up to the third day, I didn't follow those instructions.
Because ngalo ne membe caring silante.
Because I knew what was going on was illegal.
Mfanang koriole.
Well, what I did was against my will.
Then after
During those, sorry to interrupt you, during those 3 days,
Otilisa bol kono.
were you aware of any of the police officers refusing to go to Baba Job's compound?
Ya kalam teleko police do bal kono min balanta kata Baba Job la korda kono.
ma kalamta because ndema modi le la escort. The instructions is isitai faye taje. So ngamira after tili dantang nata mweko kilimbeje amanson kata.
Well, I didn't know about that because the instruction was that let them go by themselves to Baba Job's compound. So, and I didn't give them any escort to take them to Baba Job's compound. But a few days later, I heard that there was one person who refused to go.
You only heard about one person refusing to go.
Kamata ye mo kilin na ko mo ko ate balanta le kata.
Exactly, ngawle tamwe because they ni junior officers muka communicate.
Yes.
There is a link bejele nteni junior officer tema molle beje mukate ya direct kadiya muye.
Yes, because
I don't
talk to juniors directly. There is a command system, a chain of command. There are people between me and those juniors. Well, but for me personally, I don't talk with those juniors.
So after Tili Dantang keba en call nkaya ko
After
mobe comply tale bareko one officer.
Well, a few days later he called me and asked me. I said to him, well, everybody complied except for one officer.
Eko one CC man sonka comply.
They said one man by the surname of CC refused to comply.
Akonye ko then let him go. Dismiss him with immediate effect.
Then he told me to dismiss the man with immediate effect.
So birim murta headquarters.
When I went back to headquarters,
Na instructions di barenga di menna malo tonya di atalay. Ko ya charge eta only room.
I gave instructions to someone, but I cannot remember who that person was.
So
I told them to charge him, let him go to Audley room.
So biriya samba Audley room ya rifana mfa futata ntema.
When he was taken to the Audley room, they referred him until he came to my office.
Instead of car dismiss,
Instead of sacking him or dismissing him,
mawokede.
I didn't do that.
Nga demote,
I demoted him
nga transfer
and I transferred him
up.
up
Kurai jamfa janna.
so that he can be far away from this area.
Aninge demote.
And if you are demoted
6 months time,
in 6 months,
kela rank ni murundi male.
we reinstate you and give you back the old rank that we are demoted from.
Niaje nga bondi within Banjul.
The reason for taking him away from the Banjul area,
Malafi.
I didn't want.
Yemuru kebaya ekai ko kari balanta still have a headquarters. Umuntela problem all this.
So that they will go back to him, the big man, and tell him that, well, Mr. So-and-so refused to comply, but he is still within the police force and he is around Banjul here.
Na long ndemanyin dismiss yung. I only demoted him.
If he happens to know that I didn't dismiss the man, I only demoted him,
Maybe kudole fanambe kelantela.
maybe something will happen to me.
So fongana discretion use ngang hachilo use ka move aita nga samba dame
So that
ma samba puru ka batandi but pura jamfa jana because niye ke balo ike hachilo tubake.
I took him away, far away from the area. I didn't mean to make him suffer, but I wanted him to be away from the eyes of the people around here. Because if you know the big man at that time, you will have to always take care of the way how you deal with him.
You told us that in general you would follow his orders because essentially out of fear.
Yafu mole ko janko alla yamarol alkakil alkatale katungal manghanyala.
But on this particular occasion, you chose to disobey and in a way alter that order, isn't that right?
Re ninsilo kang ibalanta alla yamarota ya yibe te nyam bala la nyame.
Why did you feel that you could do it on this particular occasion?
Nan na yaje ko abajari la priyo oke ninsilo to.
Niaje yalong kebala kuon.
Well, the way he does his things,
Wado
sometimes,
nabe in the good mood isi diamunwai.
if he is in good mood, you can talk to him.
But namantra in the good mood ita call la faname kon.
If he is in his bad mood, you don't even dare to call him, or he will not call you.
Niye call ke operator ntol niye nyo understand.
If
Na
you-
be good mood ikafonyele na fenketa ikafonyele ani biabula for next time.
Because the operators at the switchboard, we understand each other. If you call, they will tell you, well, he is in good mood today, one can talk to him. But if he is in his bad mood, the operators will tell you, hey, leave this thing until another day, because today he is in his bad mood.
Biri nyinka te kala nga transfer ntenga ole ke nga dimod bare keba e men fo make bare mfana nduata le keba kana long na long ko ngake ka men fo ntafola.
Well, what I did was to transfer this man, demote him and transfer him. Really, I defied his order. But I also prayed to God for God to take care of me and the man. But if had he known what has happened, I wouldn't have said what I said.
Ala order Jamal bejele wati do jama fangode nke defile.
There were many orders sometimes that he gives. I defy them.
Na fo nyenka fa ni nyinata. That's the only excuse nsimendi.
Then he tells me and asks me later, what I tell him is that I have forgotten. That's the only excuse I can give him.
We heard testimony from Mustafa Sise
Sede yaro soto janne kabona Mustafa Sise
that on a subsequent day, I believe it was the 16th of January,
ko lundolum anestota ngalong anyan akela January karol kono.
so that would have been 2
Tiltani
days
woro.
after the incident,
Namra wo kabin ku wo keta akola kilifula kola
that when you were informed that certain soldiers refused to go to Baba Job's compound,
kabirin ite ye kibari ko sojar dantang balantale kata Baba Job la korda kono.
you took the list and started calling out the names,
Ite na kaito ta tol bisa ferinda mengi tol kumando kumase
and directly ordered the soldiers to board the truck and go to Baba Job's
natna
compound.
kango di ko wo sojarol ye dung troko to kata Baba Job la korda.
I apologize, I meant police officers, not soldiers.
Mbe yan fo dan la mbe police la kumul fo kanta manke sojarol.
On top of that, the
Oka
testimony
te se diaro ngamin soto jang
of Mustafa Sise alleges that you asked them
kabona Mustafa Sise kan ko ite fangole ayetu mi ko ite le fangole nyinka
him and Yaya Dabo to write a personal statement
ko pour ateni Yaya Dabo pour ye saferoke kuma kan on safe
and thereafter you instructed that both him and Yaya Dabo be charged.
wo ko la inata ko pour ye tumi ateni Yaya Dabo.
What do you say to that?
Saying ite mune soto pour ko fon toleja
Council, it is not ethical. Denga bonna office. Ngaji na mfuduma kadiamu esajini. When chain of command beji fonga nyobunya. Mo jamale benteni sajino nite. That's jamale benten. It is not ethical.
Well, that's not ethical because there were many people between me and the sergeant. So that command cannot be directly from me to the sergeant. There were many people between us. That's not ethical. That's not the way how we operate.
Told the security setup buka operate onya.
The security setup there, we don't operate like that.
The DIG is there. So many commissioners kata RSM. If I need any message to translate it, either I communicate to DIG or commissioner operation or RSM or commissioner admin. Wanting a direct junior officer. If I could do this.
There were many senior officers. You have the DIG and many other commissioners who can relay messages or do something. But I cannot just come to a junior officer and talk to him or deal with him or give him orders. That doesn't happen.
But you would agree that there are instances where, as IGP, you would address police officers directly.
bare be sonna ko wad kasoto ite fango boy telon IGP itele ka yamaro di minu be ko
Take a police all address on parade ground on Monday only.
I address the police officers only on Mondays when they are at the parade ground.
You would also address them if they were charged and then brought before you for orders. Isn't that right?
ibe kachandle fanan ni yetumi ni nati inyati limoto ite fanan be ikachandla woto fanan
Jandi be futalante ma ika follow ila esol only room, OCs yeta only room, from OCs to commissioner operation or deputy commissioner operation, then DIG or futante.
Before they come to me, they have their own SOs. They start from those SOs or come to the commissioners or even to the DIG before they arrive at my place.
I'm telling the last person to me futataji. I go to the minute file over and in the charges member then a final decision.
Well, when they read me, I look at the file, the charges on the file, and whatever is recommended there. That I am the last, at my place is the last place, then that's the time when I'll take a decision to do what I should do.
And in such an instance, the officer would appear before you in order to receive your orders. Isn't that right?
oka ni police ni be na lay dankule tel kurika ni tumirol ni illa moyete bu
Yeah, that's true.
I'm asking this question because initially, I know when we discussed Mustafa Sise's case, you did not recall any orders being issued. But when I
Yes, that's true. I said that I cannot remember.
and when I provided his police file to you, you were able to go through it and then confirm that that is in fact what happened.
Bringa la police file on ni nata police file on ni jibe ka prosi nata senende ko ha ni kule ni keta.
Yes, that's true.
So my question with regard to Yaya Dabo is whether the same thing happened, whether he was charged, and at some point his charges were dropped. Do you recall?
Ntela nyini karo ngolom ya Dabo la ko fo wati soto la aliya tumile andum ala tumolu na alnata bonda akkan.
What I'm saying is
Yaya Dabo fa charge or farm and charge.
Yaya Dabo, whether he was charged or not,
Anim men yanta tala imanta ntema kalamda ntebenna office le.
and those who should go for bathing, and those who refused to go, I cannot remember. I don't know. I was in my office.
Ntenga hachilo e mem muta me iko mem balanta kata
The only,
wole nyi siseti.
the only person I can remember whose report was given to me that he refused to go was this Mr. Sisi.
Okay, very well. Let's move on.
Continue.
Apart from what happened at the police headquarters,
police headquarters.
are you aware of the activities of the witch hunters in other parts of the country or in
Yeah.
other institutions?
Ya kalamutale ni mbua kuol minketa bankola karadolto.
Tonya diata alai.
Truly speaking,
Ngamwe itata dula jamal letu.
I heard that they went to many places.
Alo molka diamone.
People talk.
Fotonya le fotonya ante ngamwe itata sintete.
Whether it's true or not, people said that they went to Sintet.
Ngamwe itata jambu.
I heard that they went to Jambu.
Ndol ndefa. Ngamwe itata nyomi fanan.
I heard that they went to Nyomi
And itata department jamal to fanan.
and they went to some department, many
Bare
departments.
nene man singolo hani sate kilintu.
But I've never gone to even a single village or place because it's not my business.
Anun security menbeje
And the security people present,
iman tarante koto.
they were not under me.
Tonya diata alai nene man
Truly
singolo
speaking, I have never gone to those places.
Ngamwe bare nene maje boita e momuta no.
I just hear about it, but I've never heard them arrest somebody.
You heard that they went to these villages. Were you told what they did there?
Ya mwele ko tata nyi sate to foya fole ye munekeje.
According to rumor nkame moy. Yalo nyi normally na tata nyama.
The rumors that I heard, normally if it goes the right way,
The police is section sotole called the criminal intelligence.
the police has a section called criminal intelligence.
Itolle nyandaka information o dintela always
They should have been supplying me with information always.
proper information me along ko ya investigate le ya verify then they will submit it to me.
Proper information that has been investigated and verified, those type of information they give me.
But at that time
But
mote hanyila yo ko investigate nida kabula kono.
But at that time, nobody dares to investigate or to make follow-ups about that thing.
And nenema such a report sort of from the CIA.
And I never had any report like that from the CIU.
Diamo e kawale moire.
You just hear people talking about.
What about your family members? Were any of them attacked or did they suffer any consequences as a result of the witch hunters?
Itala dimbayadu fo mo be ekonomi alon ko ya defana boita kan ne wala man torota ning wa mutakul kono.
Tonya diata ale.
Truly speaking,
They made neighborhood headquarters.
the day they left our headquarters,
Iriente che foi pare tambala.
after they checked me until they were ready,
Ikonye ko
they told me,
lafta tale ifamala kora.
they said they wanted to visit my father's compound.
Biri ofo
When they said that,
nko emune keta ikonye hani lafta tala jele.
I asked them what is the matter. They said no, we just want to go there.
Then the following day
Then the following day,
itata famala kora bama.
they went to my father's compound where my mother was living.
DJB search
They searched the whole place.
imam fenje
They didn't see anything.
itata kudukungoto.
They went to the kitchen.
Itola foroto.
According to their statement,
Iko foi binole boniki.
they said they found a horn there.
Itata na nego solia
They went to our neighbors
itata bilado.
and went to other places.
Thanks God.
Thanks to God, thanks to Allah,
Imam mumin dije God for chijafan.
they didn't give those concoctions to anybody there, but people were really in fear.
Do you know know the reason for the witch hunt? Did you hear any information as to why Yahya Jammeh had sent witch hunters to the police force, other institutions, as well as around the country?
Fo nyimbu ako ya alone kuya ke mune kamma mune ya sabu ye nyimbu ako ke nati kasamba official to ani kata banko sake trauma dole.
Tonya ngamen foi
Truly speaking, what I said,
atelante kolo ani nyunna dungo office auto
the time he called me and the arrival of these people into my office,
woman jamfa
it was a very short time.
and manyi ninkawa
And I didn't ask him.
as it possible ngalo barenka men foi hadama dingo manti
It's possible that I have my own feelings, what I know, but
Bare-
no man is perfect.
as it possible a fonye bareng hachilo mama as it possible moye fem fonye hachilo mama
It's possible
ning
that
hachilo
he-
ya ma nten ankali alquran la mbafa
It's possible that he might say something which I cannot remember, or somebody might tell me something which I cannot remember. I swore by the Quran, but if I happen to remember anything from now, I will reveal it.
So are you saying that you did not hear any reasons given for why that activity was taking place, either from people within the security sector or from civilians in general?
Kamunta ko ite be min fo kan wolo ko ite malo munanna nyin kol be keka hani akabo official to ani mol mi alon ko be satel dunia de nanta mat sekunda do ko
mala reason London tonya diata alay bare I could remember brimbenu IGL
I don't know the reason, but truly speaking, when I was IG,
be tonya le fole ni alate
I will tell you the truth between me and Allah.
birata ta midi farmer store
When he went for the mid farmer store
at Sumita
at Somita,
be siri
we were sitting down.
ala meeting dulato
At his meeting then,
ngamwela ka fonye dingol dingodi mbarakata
I heard him saying that
ate ya jamefa
the indigents of Fonyi, anyone who is somebody who is a person, a progressive person,
ike domole
they will eat you.
nie bungolo fanan ibuka dungako
If you happen to build a good house, you will not have the time to enter in that house.
tonya diata alay ngaw moyala meeting ko so
Truly speaking, I heard that from him, his mouth, at a meeting in Sumita.
and ni GRTS consult yani mfoy
If you consult the RTS and tell them the year,
imala diamo edit iba moyla ba foka jola kamale ka translate
if those words were not edited and they still happen to be with them, you can hear that statement which was being interpreted in Mandinka because he was speaking in Jola.
And the statement that you heard, how do you believe that was somehow linked to the issue of witch hunters?
sa ite o kuma kangol min moy ite o lo nyaade le ko woni nyin kol min be ke kan be mu klingol le
because menketa birinyun pareta
Because what happened when these people were ready,
jandi yeta ndenga solo confront le ngai ko solo nyindum muneng
before they left, I confronted Solo and I asked him, Solo, wow, what is the problem? Why this?
akonye ko nyunu natale ko mol mem mambete anyi suta mol ke bondi pour ke ka bondi bala ani momi alon ko konin dabaro o portebe bala di mankende ay temalo isa bondi no akola na nyunata
Well, he told me that, well, the reason for these people's coming here is that people who are bad, who are witches and wizards, these people will be able to cure you and take those things out of your body. And those people who are sick, who had certain ailments in their bodies, they can help you to clear those ailments or sickness from your body.
so birin solo yo fonye
When Solo told me that,
ngamira the statement of the former president at that meeting
my mind went to his statement at that meeting.
alama ala yamfo kenye ala la long barentela mind to nyadiata ala na mind tata wol
May Allah forgive me, but that's where my mind went to straight when Solo told me this.
I want to make sure that I understand what you're saying.
dafay pour ngi faham ibe min fo kante
So from what you said, the president made a statement during the Meet the Farmers tour.
te comme ye min fo jang ko president way kuma kangol fo kabiri ngata ta kan ni meet the farmer store
saying that people in the Fonyi area harbor some kind of ill will towards people who are succeeding, such as himself. And you believe that what Solo Bojang told you about these witch doctors being able to cure people, so to speak, is something that was targeted at people of Fonyi and other people who harbor similar intentions towards people like the president. Is that what you're saying?
Honey, Maofo.
I'm not saying that.
Amanke co-president with bad intention for the people of Fonyi.
It doesn't mean that the president has bad intention for the people of Fonyi.
Yalo yenyi nkale konye ko fwenene amwe adiamuta dulato.
You asked me whether I've heard something anywhere which I might hear.
Ola nankwe ko nenenganyi ndiamu mwala Fonyi. But amanke I bad intention up to the people of Fonyi.
That's why I said I heard this in his statement at Fonyi. But it doesn't mean that I mean that he has bad intention for the people of Fonyi.
And amanke ko I statement no meant for wala tina nat yalo enyi nkale ka explaining ko nenenganyi mwala.
You know, you asked me, I explained, I heard this from him at a meeting in Fonyi.
But I didn't mean 2009.
In 2009, but it doesn't mean that that's the reason why he brought these people.
Thank you for that clarification. Mr. Chairman, I note the time, that it's almost time for the lunch break, but I wanted to allow Mr. Badjie to briefly summarize what happened to him after this incident, the witch hunt incident. And so we probably need another 20 minutes.
Please proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Badjie, before I ask you about your own victimization, considering your role at the time as IGP,
Mr. Badjie, jandimbe continue ke nyininka itela mantoro fana yemisoteje ya jibe watu ite ben watu mune keta IGP ko watu kono.
And what happened with the witch hunters coming to the police headquarters in 2009?
And kul min keta kabiri nyimbuwa mutalal nata alla kordato police headquarters.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the police officers who served under you at the time? Including people who were victimized, such as Kumba Jata and Mustafa Sise.
What I can say, few things in this matter. The coming of these people, I wasn't aware of it.
Accept.
The reason for me to accept them, well, I had no choice.
And directives from the former president and the commander of the armed force,
and it was a directive from the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Yaya Jammeh. What I can tell them now is, let's all bear. If it is me who brought these people, I would have told them to forgive me. If it was me who gave them to drink those type of concoctions, I will tell them to forgive me. But this is a service which I did against my will. They have been to my own compound. And they didn't go to these people's compound. What later happened to me was even worse than what happened to them. I would say that it was the Almighty God who protected me. When we come back, I might explain that.
But nonetheless, at that point you didn't refuse the orders, correct?
bare hani wonya mo watul kono e mambalang o yamarola.
And you've explained the reasons why you didn't refuse that
Ando
order.
ya satale min ya sabu ite mambalang ko kangol taman.
In spite of that, isn't there something you want to say to them because you weren't able to carry out your responsibility as IGP in order to protect them from that kind of
Yeah,
offense?
waleng ye yamfunyi.
Yes, that's what I have to tell them. Is I'm pleading to them to forgive me.
Because watu asembo tembu.
Because at that time I don't have the powers.
Akango tembu.
I don't have the command.
Ma muosoro.
I don't have the people.
Ajoran tembulu.
I don't have the weapons.
I was alone.
I was alone.
Interior Minister Badjie.
The Interior Minister was
Who
there.
was my boss?
Who was my boss?
Mubukahani kadiam.
Nobody had the diary mind to talk.
Minister.
The minister.
Kalam talata afala ma kalam.
He was aware. He wouldn't say that he was not aware.
Nate muntala boss.
If he's my boss,
Atema action ta.
he didn't take any action.
And atele bentening kebate.
And he was the man between me and the big man.
Always mutele kataka keba face. Minga faka afoni. I cannot join such.
Always it is me who goes to face the big man. So if I go to the minister and tell him, he will just say, hey, me, I cannot be part of this.
Defana nkapu jamale between the lines.
So I read a lot of things between the lines.
Ola na mambalan.
This is why I cannot refuse.
Aninte balanta.
If I refused at that time,
Kidol benyo no buli ibeje.
these people were armed with guns and they were there.
Molmen nata is more than 50.
People who came were more than 50 people.
Nte damasi nyon kelendi noma.
I'm me alone. How can I fight people, that amount of people?
Koriolen, the police themselves, it ya understand. Natranu, tengi bulol mutale ke force.
It was against my choice. The police, this and they themselves understood. If I
But
had forced them,
But it can mean for it. See, apologize, sense, it's my responsibility.
but what I can do is, as what you said, it was my responsibility. I will just appeal them to forgive me.
Even telecom,
They were under me.
telenyante protect la.
I should have protected them.
Telenyante la welfare ajibi.
I should have looked at their welfare.
But mfananga kata kaninga kebala instructions tano tenga Mustafa dismissed.
But I also tried. If I had taken his instructions, Mustafa would have been dismissed.
Thank you very much for that. Can you briefly tell us about what happened, what led to your arrest, as well as how you were treated while you were in detention?
Barka bake ni min fomole silang bela fila purus kumo fonyi sutunke kol min ketete la mantol min ketete la anin mune asabu.
Unfortunately, we don't have much time, so but can you give us a good description of what happened?
Isa aftandi mol la sutunke le ka hindi faham.
Nte kon kamenfo.
Me, what I used to say,
Ninkeba problem jamale secretly on behalf of people.
I had many problems with the big man. In fact, secretly between me and him because of other people.
Katonya faina bukata.
I used to tell him the truth, but he will not accept it.
Nka advice la bukata.
I used to advise him, and he will not take it.
But at the end of the day,
But at the end of the day,
akajele nka challenge.
he sees that I used to challenge him.
Yemelante kang asia batan.
What they put on me, what I was accused of, was a lot of things.
This are phoning commission with the Gambian people mube.
What I can tell the commission, plus the whole of the Gambian people,
Yaya Jammeh is behind till arrest not court na sorongo abe is Yaya Jammeh wala control.
it was Yaya Jammeh who was responsible for my arrest, my going to court, the trial, and my conviction and going to the jail.
Ya trial num puru kante arrest atalante botana Taiwan.
They tried to arrest me when I came from Taiwan.
Because Ntata Taiwan le ngana development course keji. Then I came with a double diploma.
I went to Taiwan. I did a development course there, and I came with a double diploma.
Biri nata nga submit ya.
When I came, I submitted those documents to him.
But ntemu kebalt.
But I'm an elder man.
Anu kang hachilo tula read between the lines.
And I always take care. I'm always careful because I read between the lines.
1 week
1 week
birinta nata
after my return,
diamosiata.
there were a lot of talk.
The following week
The following week,
ya jamme fango en call
Yaya Jammeh himself called me.
akonye ko ta Antuman Saho ya Minister of Ngamira Benung Water Resources. Antuman Saho,
He told-
ex-marine officer.
He told me to go to Ansuman Saho. He was at the time Minister of Resources, the man from the Marine.
According to Atefango Kumol Memfa, akonye
According
You
to what
cre-
he himself told me,
yo criminal olo na law police criminal keba.
he told me, do you know that criminal, that elder police criminal?
Nka sa ma understand akonye ko nko law criminal o.
I told him, sir, I don't understand. He told me, you're that criminal.
Nka juma akonye your former CMC.
I said, who is that? He said, your former CMC.
Nka pamba akonye ha.
I said, Pambai. He said, yes.
Akonye ay cassette le dada.
He told me that he made a cassette.
Di Antuman Saho la.
He gave it to Antuman Saho
Kurungata ata
so that I can go and pick that up.
na panel for both police and NIA
Let me form a panel, both police and NIA,
ya mata ni investigate.
and let them investigate the matter.
Birin tata je
When I went there,
jandim bita fango
in fact, before going,
the present minister of interior
the present Minister of Interior,
Yankuba Sonko ngate kili
Yankuba Sonko, I called him.
Malamin Sise ngao kili.
I called Malamin Sise.
He was then the serious crime OC.
He was the OC at the Serious Crimes Unit.
Then Ngalamin Sanya LS Kamara LS Sanya kili. He was then the commissioner Interpol.
I called LS Lamin Sanyang, who was the then commissioner at the Interpol unit.
Then I called Numo Kujabe, the director of NIA.
Then I called Numo Kujabi, the director of the NIA.
Then nga fay ko aning senior officer nani sina.
Then I told him to come with 4 senior officers.
Be tata Antumani and Bentaje.
We all went to Antuman and we met there.
Birim Bentaje Antuman konye
When we met there, Antuman said,
akonye ko pambaile tata ka message ya jamila ko
Pambai went and gave a message to Yaya Jammeh saying,
both senior Gambia police officers with military officers are engaged in drug peddling with one syllabus.
that senior police officers and some military officers are engaged in drug peddling with Silaba Samade.
Birayo for nkae asinte surprise.
When he said that, I said that's a surprise to me.
Nene malon ko nyinko be kere.
I said I never knew that this thing was going on.
Nkae bo drug squad are a better office to investigate such drug activities.
I said, but the drug squad are in a better position to be able to investigate such activities
By itole la doko.
because it is their job.
So nkae ko bo nonetheless
I said, but
report
nonetheless,
nyine
where is the
and in
report
cassette.
and the cassette?
Akonye kono cassette nyim mbato nga pako.
He said, cassette, no, let me call Pa.
I pako
He called Pa,
Tenin DG NIA and Sonko and others were sitting office autoje.
myself, DG, NIA, and Sonko, we were all in the office there.
Nga pambaje aduntanang aning a Nigerian called Idris.
Pambai came in with a Nigerian called Idrisu.
Biri duntanang birain tol fangoja chijola.
When he came in and saw some of us, he was afraid.
Antuman ko pa surua kangoto pa toga.
And the man told him in Wolof, Pa, sit down,
Akai pa bi call na
and told him that the called
une major ni you investigate matter.
and said, let me give the matter to these people so that they can investigate the matter.
So Antumani report ni mbondi dinna.
That's the time when Antuman took out the report and gave it to me.
Birai report ni dinna nga report ni read.
When I handled the report, I read the report.
There is no signature at the bottom of the report.
I saw that there was no signature at the bottom of the report.
Then this report is not authentic.
Yeah,
Who is the author of this report?
Then I told Antuman, this report is not authentic. Who is the author of this report?
Akonye pala safe. Ngo pa magi yo yama trade CID for 17 years. Guys sign up nga fai wonya.
I told Pa, well, you are my elder. You trained me at the CID for 17 years. Then sign this document.
Akonye dede yogu konono nkai ko dede pa.
He said to me in Wolof, let me take it like that. I said, no, Pa. I told him to sign the document.
So Antumandi Amuta, Enka anyone tentabita, so very Antumandi Amuta, then I signed.
Then I said I was going to leave the place. That's the time when Antuman intervened and talked to him. After that, he signed the document.
The right document on sign, the present Minister of Interior, Biden at CMC, Kaipo, any NIA, this alien panel of Alia investigation.
Then I told the present Minister of Interior, I told him to liaise with the NIA, by then he was the CMC, and told them to investigate this matter.
The investigation on for a pareta.
They did their investigation up to the point when they were ready.
Yeah, file Aegis Chambers.
They sent the file to the Aegis Chambers.
Aegis Chambers Nata advised the co Pambani Idrisu Samba with one Charles Okeke.
They advised me to take Pambai and Idrisu to court with one Akeke.
Yarafang Charles Okeke, Pa Yarafang Ate Nte.
On the whole, Pa, starting with myself,
Kulute
Mane,
Atelen Deputy State Guard Commander right now, Ani Mama Trrc.
He is the now Deputy State Guard Commander plus Mama Trrc.
Mama Trrc be Yundum Barracks.
Mama Trrc was at the Yundum Barracks.
I told it to me, Pa told it to me, control Ninsila Baleka cocaine wafi.
Pa said that it was the two of us who used to sell the cocaine with Silaba Samate. But our names were not in the report.
So, nata biringal pareta for opinion yen nata.
When they were ready, up to the time when they sent in their opinion,
nata jeko Idrisu, that Idrisu Masadi.
Then I came to realize that Idrisu Masadi,
2005, Birimbotanan Sudan.
2005, when I came from Sudan.
Personally, I was the chief inspector until Idrisu arrest on a murder case.
Personally, I addressed Idrisu on a murder case.
Arrest at Kotu.
I arrested him at Kotu.
Nal hachiloba kang tuabu doleng ya fale ya samba sanyang ye lolandi ya jani faketa assist.
If you can remember, there was an incident. A white man was killed, taken to Sanyang, and they cut wood and put it on him. He was burnt to ashes.
Our girlfriend is called Kate Otori.
The girlfriend was called Kate Otori.
Honeybee of a prison on life sentence.
She's still in the jail on a life sentence.
Idris untelenga arrest biringa arrest ngala bungo search.
Idrisu, I arrested him and I searched his room.
Ngatuba bola pictures all taraje anala bank some of bank transaction receipts.
I found the pictures or the photos of the white man killed in that house plus some of his bank transaction receipts.
Because
because the white man who was killed, that lady cannot kill him.
Because
even if the lady killed him, she cannot carry the man away because that man was far more bigger than me.
So Nata, through investigation, Nata realized Idrisu with one Nigerian guy, Ninata Atola, was arrested at Bundu.
Then through the investigation, we later realized that Idrisu with another Nigerian guy who was arrested at Bundung. The lady contacted these two people to kill her husband.
Because Keonyi wrote a will that now fata.
Because the husband, that man wrote a will that if he dies,
Musonyin Sala properties beta both in the Gambia and UK.
So that the lady will take over all his properties both in the Gambia and in the United Kingdom.
Barasi menkeno asajani na ajani asala sebutolke kabokono akiala muli.
But what she can do is, if he dies, let him be burnt and let them collect the ashes, put it in a bottle and send it to his people in the UK. The lady was in a hurry. She decided to eliminate the man.
So Idrisu in Kate's authority with that other Nigerian boy.
Idrisu and Kate Otori plus another Nigerian boy were taken to court.
Even in prison, they were remanded.
They were remanded at the prison. Plus the lady herself.
Up to a time.
Up to a time,
Nga Idrisu Jebanta.
we saw Idrisu, he was released.
Musundingo was ya sorong asiodamo.
The lady was jailed for life.
Birinte beka soto fanga musundingo jele fa enkondo.
When I was in jail, I even saw the lady in jail there until she even greeted me. Up to now, she's in jail.
Sorry, Mr. Badjie, I don't want to interrupt you. However, I would like you to tell us what really happened to you, your own ordeal, because we don't have much time left. Because we know that you were, of course, arrested and some things happened to you while you were detained. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Tonya diata alai.
Yes, truly speaking.
NIA Alaji Moore and the group ya plan a Purukang arrest.
Alaji Moore and his group at the NIA planned to arrest me.
Ikanale for Suokono.
They come up to my compound
Sinya Jamani Sila right where she left.
many times. When they want to sit on the right side, I'll tell them, no, sit on the left hand side.
Prior to that, definitely information.
Because always prior to their arrival or to their coming, I used to get information
that if a plan can arrest,
that they are planning to arrest me.
Ngamen fallen Ntebe arrest as an IGP Daoda.
What I said was, whenever they want to arrest me as an IGP anywhere,
what on na free levita,
then it is my corpse which will be carried out. We knew each other amongst ourselves.
Ya katale for 2 weeks. For the 3rd week,
they tried for 2 weeks, up to the 3rd week.
Liz, Deputy Director NIA.
Liz, Deputy Director NIA.
I ain't called.
He called me.
Wolungo fangombenna mole address kang police officers men yanta tala mission.
That day I was addressing a group of police officers who were supposed to go on a mission.
There will be no extension. You go and come. Others would go.
I told them there will be no extension for anybody. You go when your time ends, you come back, others will go.
Mpareta wala release konye ko boss ibe munto nkae mbe Banjul.
When I'm ready, Liz called me and said, boss, where are you? I told him that I am in Banjul.
Akonye DG ko ya jame ko ngesamba prison ibe muntole na.
He told me that DG said Yaya Jammeh told him so that we can take you to prison. Come.
Was someone that I saw the intelligence there in Mosaba Menata headquarters.
That morning I saw about 3 of the intelligence officers who came to the headquarters.
I was well prepared for it.
I was well prepared for it too. I was ready.
So nkonna drive where nina oddly.
I told my driver and my oddly. I told them, let's go to the NIA.
Then Tata through the back door.
We went through the back door. We parked our vehicle and went in. I asked them, where is your DG? They said he is in his office. I went after him into his office. I said to him, Numo. I told him, whatever is going on, I know all. I told him, if Allah is only one, the truth will always prevail at the end of the day.
So,
I called my oddly. The bangle on my hand, plus this same watch, plus some rings on my hands. I removed all of them. I gave them to my oddly. He's called Sambu. He asked me, boss, what has happened? I told him, they said, Yaya Jammeh said, let them take me to prison.
I was not dismissed.
I was not dismissed.
I was not charged.
I was not charged.
I was not cautioned.
Iman silandi iman dew iman dandala.
Na bago diala nko numwe achale nsamba.
I gave him my bag. I told Numo, now take me to prison.
Sambu akumbuota.
He cried.
Nkaeko nga alata.
I told him, let's believe and trust in God, in Allah.
Then Numo Kolisi and Samba Umar Chamla office.
Then Lumo told Liz to take me to Omar Cham's office.
Yen Samba Umar Chamla office.
They took me to Omar Cham's office.
Nko Yankuba mfumo mobile ola nga call ke.
I asked Yankuba to give me his mobile so that I can make a call.
Nga Interior Minister called Usman Sonko.
I called the then Interior Minister Usman Sonko.
Eko echi ko yen Samba prison. Fele, I have surrendered myself.
I told him, they said, he said, let them take me to prison. I have surrendered myself now.
Akonye ndete fennola je nkonka fo ne nibita nyi ya kudola nkafo ya bula. Ateka jele as a challenge.
He told me that, well, I told you certain things to forget about them. But whenever you are about to go to this man for certain things, I tell you, stop it. But you see, there is nothing I can do about it.
So, nga telephone ring off.
I rang off the phone.
Nga di Yankubala.
I gave it back to Yankuba.
Not torturing.
The torturing.
A starter world.
That's where it started.
Yen single handcuff.
They cuffed my legs.
Just take your time, Mr. Badjie. You need a couple of seconds.
Yen single handcuff.
My legs were cuffed.
Sorry, yembulol handcuff.
My hands were handcuffed.
Ajibi yembulot handcuff ote ya bulateng single konoteng.
After my hands were handcuffed, they decided to put my legs over it. They put in a stick. They hung me between two tables. If you can come right now and see, I will show you how the marks on my body, the torturing I went through.
I was bleeding.
I was bleeding. I was bleeding. I had wounds on my nose and mouth. All my clothes, my shirt was all torn.
Very seriously.
I was treated very badly. They were beating me. And I was hung upwards so that I will say yes. I have agreed to what they were accusing me of. They took me to prison.
Whilst
I was in the prison,
that very day,
or
the following day,
they arrested my wife.
Father arrest.
They arrested my wife's father.
Younger sister arrest.
They arrested my wife's younger sister. They were all taken to the NIA and detained there.
Who was member Karikononto.
My last child, who was 8 to 9 months,
among Susu Abamato, na family be detained.
That child was unable to suckle because my family all were detained. I was detained.
No statement was taken, a man charged, a man dismissed.
Just as I said, no statement was taken. I was not charged, I was not dismissed.
Again, the following day, NIA.
The following day, they came back again for me and took me to NIA.
On the right hand side.
If you go into their premises on the right hand side under a mango tree, I found a messenger there. That's where I signed my dismissal letter and I took it.
Back to prison.
They took me back to prison.
Prison out of communication.
Prison out of communication. No rest was given to people. Up to some few days. They came for me and took me back to the NIA. I was there and they said that I should give a statement. There were some statements which I refused to sign. They took me back.
On the 9th and on the 13th of March.
I cannot remember, either on the 9th or, or on the 13th of March. At night.
Around 8:30 to 9 o'clock.
Around 8:30 to 9 o'clock.
The one-man cell, maximum security wing.
I was in a one-man cell at the maximum security wing.
Superintendent Alaji Job Nata Seloele.
Superintendent Alaji Job came and opened the cell. He told me, get up, we need you, because he's something who stammers when he's talking. I got up like that. I was even unable to tie the belt of my pants. He took me out. We went through the back door.
It will be David la office or inside the prison.
They were standing at David's office inside the prison.
Light beje, new fluorescent light back at
There was a big fluorescent light on in the office.
It will expect num kwebente bondila the other gate, the main gate jana, the main wing.
They thought that I was coming through the main wing's gate.
Birintebe finti karembe observation o kekan ngamu fulaje many alo ngesutele at the NI.
When I was coming out, I saw two people whom I recognized. They were operatives of the NIA.
It told Benum Bansan Dingon Leka Fodo Korkaba.
They are from Bansang. One of them is called Korkaba.
Bukar Sala and Korkaba.
Bukar Sala and Korkaba.
Nimanyina.
If I can remember. Bukar Sala
and Korkaba. Benum Amile Yesamba NIA.
Bukar Sala and Korkaba, they were in the army, but they were later transferred to the NIA.
Ndela futorek Bukar Sala e na fonyin saba ni maskoli kamendum.
The moment I arrived, Bukar Sala suddenly put on the knife, the mask, the hat that they used to wear.
Nkai ko Bukar.
I told him, Bukar.
Surah kangoto nkai hamenala.
I told him, I have recognized you.
Sapapa Marco dan me fish money bimane kon bansa 1996.
I told him I used to give your father fish money when I was in Bansa 1996, and I used to give you lunch.
Nko Nuhadabo, one prison officer beje, Inspector Nuhadabo, he's from Kalaji.
Inspector Nuhadabo, one prison officer from Kalaji.
Nkaeko, if anything happens to me, know that it's Bukar Sala and Korkaba, ole nata kamani prison oto Nuhafango Belori.
Well, I told him if anything happens to me, it is Korkasala, Korkaba, and Bukar Sala who came for me.
Osuto yang handcuff koma.
That night, they handcuffed my hands behind me.
Yendundi pickup okono.
They put me on board a pickup.
Mbuso.
A nylon bag.
$2 mbuso.
This $2 nylon bag.
Motobe move karegi adung kakola.
When the vehicle was moving, they put it over my head.
Mr. Chairman, they're requesting that we give the witness a few more minutes, but perhaps it would just be a good time to have the lunch break and then continue for another few minutes and then proceed with the next witness after that. The next witness we expect to be short, so about 1 hour.
Well, if the next witness is going to be that short, we can't take the lunch break then come back and close with him. I hope that would not take too long. What's your assessment?
I don't believe so, but it's up to the witness and how he narrates it, simply because I don't want to stop him from explaining what happened to him in his own way. So I would say if we take a break now and come back at 3 o'clock, another hopefully 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then with the closing remarks, so hopefully maximum an hour, and then we can start with the next witness. Thank you.
Splendid. Meeting is adjourned. We resume at 3 o'clock sharp. Thank you.